That is my name's initial. That's a W. And back to an M. Then an L. How do you do an L? No, that's not a good L. Maybe an L or an L. So, yeah, I'm back again. This is Leila, all the way from Kenya. So much love. I decided today I just have some time and I'm in the mood for social media. So I'm back with you with a very fun situation. So today we are taking it easy a little bit to get to know me. And the thing that was just clicking is maybe answer the question why I happen to be so happy yet single. You know, you can be single and very unhappy. But one thing I've noticed throughout my singlehood journey is I'm a very happy soul. It takes a lot to throw me off balance, to get me annoyed. So, yeah, we're going to talk about how I stay happy or how I have stayed happy through the many years of waiting on God to bring my husband, those kind of things. But we're just going to take it easy. I'm just going to talk about how I keep it happy, how I keep going. So join me. Okay, that's a bonus. That's a little bonus. So it's not the normal thing to find happy people. Everyone has a little bit of something they're dealing with, but I have chosen joy for myself. I think in many ways I chose joy. Okay, I'm trying to. Yeah, so in many ways I chose joy. So today I'm going to introduce myself in a very kidogo way. So what word am I going to use? I want to introduce one Swahili word. Let's talk about which word? Let's talk about the word kujipenda. Kujipenda is a word to mean loving yourself. Yes, or a Swahili phrase to mean loving yourself. Kujipenda. So if you're learning Swahili, as I told you, from Kenya, we speak Swahili. We are amazing people. We have the big five here. If you're looking for a place to go, come to Kenya. Our tea is the best, and we have amazing foods. So Leila Wawuda is my name. I grew up in the Kenyan coastal areas. Kenya is a country. Our code is +254. Yeah. So I grew up in the coastal sides of Kenya. That is Mombasa. Mombasa is like, Mombasa is an island. It's an island. So that's where I grew. I grew up in a small area called Migadini. And yeah, I can say we were very privileged children growing up with my siblings because our parents were well-to-do in their own way, and we thank God for that. I grew up, all the time I grew up, I used to see the beach. Yes, guys, I used to see the beach and the port docking side of the beach. I mean, the beach is where there's the port, so we'd see ships coming into dock, we'd see ships leave. It was an amazing view. Our house is like a flat, and we had the roof side area where we called an open sky. So that's where when we woke up and you're just not feeling your day in balance, you just go and just stare at the beach or see the sunrise and the sunset. I mean, our building was the tallest building. I believe right now, in the past 5 years, more taller buildings have come up. So we can still see the beach, but a very little portion of beach now because more apartments have grown up. But that is the most amazing thing about my life. I have grown up seeing the ocean, seeing the beach. So anything water bodies makes me happy. Anything water bodies makes me happy, and being around island areas. Yeah. So the question is, how have you stayed this happy? Because I have analyzed my personality and I've discovered I am a very happy person. And I'd say happy is not the word for me. The right way to call it is I'm joyful. I'm very joyful. And if you know, I'm a believer. I love the Lord Jesus. And joy is a fruit of the Spirit. Joy is a fruit of the Spirit. And the Bible says the joy of the Lord is my strength. So by being joyful, guys, automatically I have strength. I have strength to do life. I have strength for the bad days. I have strength for anything. I have strength to do all things, to do all things. So that is one thing, being joyful. So it's a spirit, it's a fruit of the spirit, and I have chosen to cultivate it. So I wake up joyful, I go back to bed joyful, and even if I have my low moments, I still tap into the well of joy. Yes, and draw from it and take a few bites, a few drinks, a few glasses, tons of joy. And as I say, the joy of the Lord is our strength. So out of being joyful, automatically I have strength to do so many things. The other thing that has kept me joyful, happy, single, sassy, and loving myself is loving myself. Number two, loving myself. I think many people want to be loved, but they don't have self love for themselves. So, one thing I do is I love myself. Like, yeah, I do love myself a lot, a lot. And the beautiful thing about loving yourself is when you love yourself enough a lot enough to forgive yourself, rebuke yourself when you're doing something wrong, congratulate yourself when you're winning, comfort yourself when you're feeling like it's not working together for your good. It also helps you translate the same love to other people. Yeah. So I love myself too. I don't like mistreating myself. I don't like being hard on myself. If I want ice cream, I go get ice cream. If I want to be served well, I serve myself well. I don't wait for somebody else to come and do the things I need to be done for me. I do those things for myself. If I want to buy a beautiful bag, if I want to smell nice, I go buy myself perfume. I tell myself I'm beautiful. Yes, I admire myself. So things like that, loving myself and appreciating the things that I might have wanted but I do not have. But look at me, guys. Look at me. And not just this, but there's so much in me or what I put out there that is just amazing. So I love myself. And it's because the Lord says I'm fearfully and wonderfully made, and He loves me. He says it is good. And so I believe I am good too. And loving myself translates into how I love people. So I have seen myself love people in a healthy way because I have a healthy way of dealing with myself. Okay. The other thing that has kept me going over the years, happy with or without a boyfriend, I don't know why so many people, I can attest to this. There are people who just can't be without a relationship. They just can't stay single. And if you're one of those guys, there's no judgment whatsoever against you. But I am not that kind of a person. I can do without a relationship because I know how to enjoy my company. Number three, I enjoy my company a lot because I have so many things to do by myself. I have so many things to do by. I'm a creative mind, so if I am not watching something nice on YouTube, maybe a movie, maybe reading a book. I can even crack a joke to myself and just laugh. Imagine the power to self-entertain. Guys, practice these things. Self-entertain yourself. Learn how to self-entertain. So yeah, enjoying my own company. I never feel lonely being by myself at all. I appreciate if I can have people around me, well and good. But if I'm by myself, I do a lot of things, including what I'm doing right now. So love my company mucho. The other thing is my personality. I love my personality to 100% of a fault, you know. And I'm not saying I love my personality because maybe it's the best. I can say I'm extroverted. I have an extroverted personality. And extroversion means outgoing. I enjoy people. I easily mingle with my unnatural spaces. You know, I easily mingle with my unnatural spaces. My natural space is like being alone because literally I live by myself. So my natural space is when I just suddenly land in a group of many people. Maybe they're not even my type of people, but I'll find a way to just blend in purposefully, not. Yep. So my personality, as I've said, I'm extroverted. I enjoy the outdoors. And when I say extroverted, I don't mean I must be people. I can count many number of times where I've had my best moments by myself. I am that girl. I have my phone, my earphones, my money to buy the snacks I need, and yeah, and a good mood. So many times, and I used to do these things way back when I was 21. I would leave the house maybe maybe if I've gone to school, that is campus. So on Saturdays will be my time off to unwind. So I'll buy myself a good meal on Saturday, and just sit and eat that meal for 1 hour plus as I just think about my life, as I enjoy myself, self-reflect. Um, or maybe sometimes because I grew up in Mombasa, I would go to the other side of the ocean, the Indian Ocean, called Mamangina Drive, where they sell a lot of cassava. Yeah, what do I call them? Crisps, cassava crisps, and potato crisps. And there'll be a lot of activities going on, but literally people go there to see the ocean, the water, the ships. So I just go there, buy my crisps, my drink, definitely a very sugary drink, and go sit at a very particular place I used to love, and just look at the ocean, and I'll sit there for 2 hours plus by myself and never feel sad. And when I felt relaxed, I'll just go back home. Yeah, enjoying my company. Or maybe there are days I would take myself to concerts, maybe music concerts, worship concerts, or go for window shopping. Guys, I love window shopping because I can be an impulse buyer. So the only way to tame my impulse buying is window shopping. So there are days, if I know in a week's time I'll get money, I start planning to go see which shops have like the best shoes, which shops have the best this and that. Anything that I need, I will go and window shop, so that when I get money, I know the exact thing that I want to go get without finding confusion of choice, because I have sampled a variety of things. Enjoying my company. Another thing, and yeah, so that is in my personality, extroverted. And I've been doing personality tests, and I just discovered I am 53% extroverted and 47% introverted. So that means I'm not extremely extroverted. I'm not extremely extroverted, because 53% is out of 100%, 53% of extroversion against 47% of introversion. So I feel I'm almost close to an ambivert. But well, I can say yeah, the fact that I enjoy my company a lot tells a lot. A real extrovert can't stay by themselves. A real extrovert cannot. In fact, they can get sick. So the other thing is I am a terrible sweet tooth. Oh my god, cakes make me happy, soda makes me happy, any sugary thing makes me happy. But I'd say over time I have tamed my sweet tooth. I no longer do things out of ignorance because I'm health conscious. So when I was young and unwise, I'd spend my money also on ice cream treats because I was just trying to. I am relational, but I don't like investing my time in things that waste my time, including human beings who waste my time. So the best way to do it was spend time by myself. Yeah, yeah. And when I was growing up, I didn't find people who had values like my own, dreams like my own. So I decided to be my best friend. Yeah, yeah. So that's part of my personality, extrovert, but a little bit of ambiversion. I can be by myself and still happy. So the other thing is, this is like big for me, is my decision for salvation. My decision for salvation is what has added into my life in a very huge way. In a very huge way, because I tell you again, it's so hard to be happy by your own strength. It's so hard to be joyful by your own strength, except by the feeding of godly virtues, by the feeding of God's amazing love. Yeah. So being born again really has brought a lot of light. And I remember when I was very young, maybe in my early teen years, I would spend time reading my Bible alone. I would ensure I do my house chores as quickly as I can so that I will just have like 3 hours nonstop of just chilling on my bed in my bedroom with some music and reading my Bible. Yes, yes. And to this day, that's how I enjoy my space. I'd rather be with music than be with a television watching movies. And even if I had a television, I'll still watch. I'll do a lot of movies. Not movies, a lot of music, because I believe music. You can do so much while listening to music, and for a movie, it requires you to sit and really focus. So I avoid wasting my time. Sometimes I feel so guilty sitting at one spot and just. So I like music because I can cook while listening to music. I can mop. I can do this, and music feels like that extra company that you need that doesn't have to be in the form of a human being. If you want to switch it off, you switch it off. If you're tired of hearing that noise, you just. And if you want something, you just pull it up. So yeah, yeah. That. So my salvation really added to the ball of goodness and the self-love and enjoying my time. Jesus became my best friend, and I remember I would spend time praying, and I'd hear the voice of God so audibly. And God began to teach me how to pray, and serving in church even made me realize that I have a singing gift. Things that I never saw in myself. I just thought I was academically sharp, but God started showing me some of my talents. And yeah, and in that time I was not into friends. I'm a friendly person. I didn't have any kind of issues with friends, but I used just to enjoy my time alone. And because during that time I had two brothers and I was the only girl, so sometimes playing games was just a little bit too much for me. So I opted to reading, and the Bible was one of it. And I ended up being a very good writer, especially in my literature schoolwork. So, yep. And being born again at that young age has taught me so much to do with faith. It has taught me stillness. And my love for God has grown way deeper. It almost feels like, and I think the reason why, as even as I grew older into dating years, maybe at 24, 25, I was not relationship hungry because my relationship with God was so intimate. Even as a teenager, I would just really feel His presence, and as well as just so content. And again, I didn't have so many friends around me, so I learned to be okay with Jesus. The other thing is, I think I said loving myself, knowing how to self-entertain. Then there are, maybe what shall I say? I say I grew up as a very content child, content yet desiring more. I was not the kind of child who would feel bad because somebody has more than myself. I'll just be like, okay, they have more than I do. This is what I have. Can I make it work? Yes, I can. Meanwhile, I'll be praying to God to give me what I need. That is the kind of person I am to date. And since as a child, I remember there was a time I was young and not young, I think in my teenage years, and I started desiring for a different type of clothes, and I remember I didn't have them. So my clothes were few. My clothes were few. Because you go to school the whole week, you're in school uniform. You really don't need much clothes for 2 days, a Saturday and a Sunday. Nah. So one day I just discovered like, wow, my clothes are so few. I need like clothes. Then I started to pray that God will fill my wardrobe with clothes. Oh yes. I prayed that prayer and I can't tell you when that wardrobe got full, because it got full to a place where storage became a problem. I had clothes, I had more than enough, and I was just like, you know what, God answers the simple prayers. So I'm a very content person, yet I desire more. So it's so hard, and I think that is what has also tamed my tendency maybe to be jealous or envious, because such things can make you become jealous or envious, but just the belief that God will come through for you at your time. He will make things good. And so as I tell you, with this situation of clothes, oh my God, till today, if I'm ever in need of something, I remember of that situation and I know that God will do it. So content, yet I continue to dream, I continue to desire more. What else about myself? The thing that also has kept me healthy, even in my singlehood, as I am trusting God to transition into marriage and being a wife, is being vision minded. Being vision minded and very focused. Um, I did not be vision minded like yesterday. No, 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 no. Just excuse me. Let me say, Chama Power. I did not start being vision minded like yesterday. I started being vision minded as a kid. And I remember growing up, I used to say, I want to be the president of Kenya. And that's not a small dream, that's quite a huge dream. So, and for you to dream to be a president, there has to be things, okay. I don't know why the lighting was flickering, but I think it's gonna be good now. So yeah, being vision minded, and being vision minded keeps you busy. It makes you dream big for yourself, even as you're waiting for your better half to come and complete you. Be vision minded. Find things to do for yourself. Start up something. Think of it like if you were to be the husband that a lady is looking for. Now that you, as a single person, you're really trusting God for a spouse, and maybe you are supposed to be that man that is supposed to marry yourself, would you have married yourself? Like, as would you marry yourself now, considering, let's assume that I am myself, so I become the man that I myself want. Would I marry the midwife? Yes, I would at this point, but I think 2 years ago I wouldn't. I wouldn't, because I still hadn't prepared so much for myself. But building yourself is very important. Learning to build yourself is very, very important. Don't place demands on men if you're not coming at par. Go and be a helper, go and be a solution, and you never know how long you have to wait. So if you keep your life on hold thinking your husband will come and do this, your husband will come and do that, you'll be wasting time. So be vision minded. Even as a lady, be vision minded, find things to do, dream your way upwards. When your spouse will meet you, he'll be excited. Think of it, the Queen of Sheba went to visit King Solomon. If she didn't have things to herself, because she went to see King Solomon, and the amount of things she carried with her. Oh God. So I just said, I don't want to be a damsel in distress, even while I'm waiting. I'm a human being. There are days I don't have everything I need. I feel free to ask for help, but I don't want to be in a place where I feel helpless and then fall into a wrong relationship or into a bad marriage in the name of survival, in the name of bills and needs. And no, 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 no. That is part of not loving yourself. So if you love yourself, you'll find ways of ensuring that you're comfortable. Yep. So being vision minded, I discovered my gifts, I discovered my passions, my skills, and even my purpose. Yeah, yeah. Apart from out faith content, I also am into leadership. I love things to do with leadership, and in no time I will start posting a few things here and there. But yeah, I have my leadership platform or consultancy. I call it Legacy Incentives. It's for training up leaders, and this is my big time vision. This is the thing I will do to retirement, even as I serve God. And even when my spouse come, my children come, this is the inheritance I will be building, a legacy that I want to leave behind. Apart from that, also last year, 2020, during the pandemic lockdown, hey, I mean, when it's 2040, will it be like last year? No. So just know the year 2020 when we had our first COVID-19 pandemic invasion. That is the time that I discovered I could write, because I was in this leadership program where they required us to write a book. So I wrote my first draft, and in this year 2020 I'm hoping, really hoping to finish on it, because I've taken a longer break, but I think I should go back to it. Yes, so being vision minded, and vision minded also is preparing yourself into the space you're going to. You can't say you're envisioning to be somebody's wife and you're not developing any family kind of characteristics. You can't say you want to be a husband and you have not even learned to support your mom's bills. Even before we go to your girlfriend, at least pay your mom's rent. Learn to care for another person. You can't say you want to be a wife if you're not willing to deal with like as many people, whether of your own blood or not, or you just don't like to serve. I don't know. I don't know how you prepare. But I also can't say you want to be a parent when all you say is you don't like kids. So what if the kid comes? They'll really suffer. So I mean, you have to be vision minded, preparing before time, ahead of time for where you're going. Eish, that is nice. Preparing before time, ahead of time for the place you're going. Yes, baby, for the place you're going. For the place I'm going, I prepare before time, ahead of time. So, yep. The other thing is I was very committed to my work. I was very focused in my work. So when I got my job, I didn't play around. In fact, I can count the number of days when I was absent from work. All the years I've worked, and I can tell you guys for free, it's not more than a week. It's not. I thank God I have good health, but all the jobs I have done since 2011, the most I've been absent at work is one day. One day. So they're not even more than a week, guys. So I'm so proud of myself for that. The other thing is why I'm still single and happy and gladly preparing is I am growing myself, my blind spots, those areas